What's up YouTube? How goes it? Welcome to another episode. So in a world where you literally find hundreds upon hundreds of mechanical keyboards, it's becoming increasingly hard to stand out as a quality mechanical keyboard manufacturer. Well, enter Keychron. Keychron has been making some pretty amazing keyboards lately, and the one we're looking at in today's video is the K4 wireless Bluetooth keyboard. Now this guy comes in three configurations. It essentially comes in a white LED version, a RGB LED version, and an aluminum framed RGB version, and within those it has three subcategories of essentially red, brown, or blue keys, meaning linear, tactile, or clicky. And of course, we're gonna find out if this keyboard has what it takes to truly stand out in a super saturated product market, and of course whether or not it's worth your hard-earned cash. Starting with the packaging itself, there's a couple things to note. Firstly, this comes in a super sleek black box here. Now at first impressions you might think there's nothing actually on the box itself aside from the Keychron name itself, but that's not true. There is this subtle design of the keyboard. It's just hard to see with the camera. On the back side, you basically have a design of the actual keyboard itself and what it looks like, and of course the signature features of this keyboard itself. Once you remove the plastic wrapping itself fully, you can actually see that subtle black design on the front side a little bit better with the camera. It's a little more obvious. Anyway, once you open the box itself, it just slides right open. Inside you'll find a number of items. Firstly, you have the actual quick start guide. So it's basically a brochure that shows the swappable keys. On the back side of the brochure, you basically have the quick start or quick setup guide itself to get you going with the keyboard itself. So give that a quick read. Anyway, beyond that, you have nicely wrapped in a plastic bag with the Keychron branding again, the actual K4 keyboard itself, and this thing surprisingly has a smaller form factor than it originally anticipated. Beyond that, you also have the full-size owner's manual with all the essential details for the keyboard, and in the final box compartment, you basically have a number of items. Firstly, you have the swappable Windows keys if you want to turn this into a full-fledged Windows keyboard as opposed to the Mac keys. Beyond that, of course, the key swapper to make that happen. And lastly, you have a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Good to see that Keychron's on board with the latest USB standards. Let's chat about the design of this actual keyboard. So in case you haven't noticed, this is essentially a 96% keyboard, meaning yes, you do get the 10 key number pad itself for you number crunching productivity users out there. Yay! Of course, the actual keyboard uses a two-tone black system, so it looks really subtle from an aesthetics perspective. I really like the tone going on here, and you have this super orange bright escape button, which oddly enough looks nice. I don't know what it is, but it just has that nice finishing touch to it. Believe it or not, this is actually the base configuration of the K4. So this has a full plastic frame and only has white LED lighting. I'll get more into that later on. But the point is that this is the cheapest version of the K4 you can get. If you dish out some extra cash, you can get a aluminum frame with full RGB lighting. As you make your way to the side of the keyboard itself, you have a number of configurable options. Firstly, you have a USB-C charging port. This is of course to charge the actual keyboard itself. Beyond that, you have a switch to go between Windows mode and Mac mode, since you do have dual OS compatibility, and you can even use it with Android, believe it or not. And of course, lastly, you do have the option to go between Bluetooth mode and cable mode. So if you are a gamer who prefers having no latency whatsoever, you can actually have a full-fledged dedicated cable mode to make sure there's no duplicate connection with a Bluetooth. At the bottom of the keyboard, you have some pretty standard looking hard TPU. It doesn't look very premium, but that's okay. It's the bottom of the keyboard. You do, however, have two height raiser settings. So basically you can raise the height of the keyboard. And like I mentioned, they actually have two settings that are quite adjustable and simple to use. So that's always a welcome touch. I feel like the actual typing experience is what kind of helps differentiate good keyboards from bad ones. And in the case of the Keychron K4, I feel like it's well respected because of its excellent mechanical functionality. So the version I have here is essentially the brown tactile variant. You can also get this in blue clicky and red linear, depending on your personal preference, of course. Now, keeping in mind that this is a tactile variant, I have to say you have a fair bit of noise with this keyboard, more so than some other brown switch keyboards out there, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I personally have a clicky bias, so I actually like keyboards that are louder by nature, and I have to say the amount of key travel here is perfect. It's not super deep, but it's deep enough to give you that typical mechanical feel you'd want from a high quality keyboard. And also, I really find that there's no after recoil noise. A lot of cheaper or budget keyboards tend to have this after recoil noise once you press on the spring. You don't have that here, and I think that's a big differentiating factor between a high quality quality keyboard and a mediocre one. Furthermore, it is worth noting, because Keychron wanted to kind of squeeze in as many keys as possible into a compact form factor, they kind of had to make a little bit of a compromise in terms of the spacing between each individual key to achieve that 96% ratio. That basically means when you first start using this keyboard, you may make a number of typos that you normally didn't if you're used to a larger keyboard, because the keys are in fact closer together. But once you get used to the actual keyboard itself, this becomes a diminishing problem very quickly. In terms of the actual integrity of the keyboard's frame itself, this is a very durable keyboard. There's practically no flex. No matter how aggressive of a typer you are, you'll find that the keyboard remains consistently flat despite the plastic frame. Also, in case you're wondering how the keyboard sounds, here's a quick typing demo. As I mentioned earlier, the variation of the K4 I have here only has the white LED backlighting. Again, you can get the RGB lighting with the slightly more expensive variants. However, I'll be honest, in a world where RGBs literally become a rainbow and ponies flash show, I kind of feel like a traditional white LED backlight looks more professional and subtle, so much so that I wish it came in the more premium aluminum version. I definitely opt in for that. Of course, you do have a total of 15 unique configurable light modes, and while some of them are just outright gimmicky, it's always nice to have that customization. Additionally, yes, you can alter the brightness level of the LED backlighting itself. In terms of connectivity, as I mentioned earlier, you are rocking the latest Bluetooth 5.1 standard on board, and you can save up to a total of 3 unique Bluetooth profiles directly on the device itself. Additionally, you do have the option to use it in cable mode, meaning you have no Bluetooth connection, which works fine as well. In terms of battery life, this thing has a 4000 milliamp battery, which is a respectable capacity. Essentially, this translates to about 65 hours of real-world usage with the backlighting at 100% brightness consistently on. However, Keychron claims if you turn off the backlighting, you can get over 400 hours on a single charge. I have not tested that, but I don't have much qualms about believing it, because backlighting is usually the most taxing part of the battery life anyway. Also, it's worth noting, for those of you who are curious, that yes, you can technically use this keyboard in Bluetooth mode while actually charging the device, which, believe it or not, some keyboards don't actually allow. The final thing I want to mention is that you do actually have support for key remapping on this keyboard. Unfortunately, Keychron still hasn't developed their own proprietary keyboard management software, which I kind of find a little odd given that they're actually quite a large keyboard company now. However, the good news is that you can use third-party applications like Carabiner or Sharpkeys, depending on the operating system you're on, to actually remap the keys themselves. In terms of pricing and final thoughts, I think at $70 USD, the Keychron K4 in its base configuration is fantastic value. While I wouldn't go as far as calling it a budget keyboard, as there are cheaper options available in the mechanical world, I definitely think it lives up to its price and undercuts a lot of the competition in its league as well. So first and foremost, you're getting a 96% keyboard, which means if the 10 keys are really important to you, then you're definitely going to appreciate the fact that you get that, and at the same time, you get the smaller form factor that people often crave that comes with 10 keyless keyboards. And it's that kind of balance between both worlds. It's a perfect balance in my opinion. On top of that, you have a respectable typing experience, fantastic backlighting, and hey, if you want a slightly more premium frame that has a metallic finish and RGB lighting, for a mere $20 extra, you can get the aluminum RGB version of the Keychron K4 version 2. Again, fantastic value for a visible upgrade. The only caveats I will put for this keyboard is, firstly, you don't get any sort of proprietary software, meaning all the customization has to be done directly with the keyboard, which in my opinion is a minor inconvenience at most. And the second thing is that this is a fairly high profile keyboard. There's a fair bit of height between your wrist and the actual keys themselves. I would advise getting a palm rest if you plan to do a lot of gaming or a lot of typing for prolonged periods of times on this keyboard, because it doesn't actually come with one inside the box. So that's the only word of caution I'll give. But overall, I honestly think this keyboard is providing great value. It's totally worth its price, and it has top of the line features like the latest Bluetooth standards, as well as a high quality mechanical feel and functionality as well. So you can't go wrong with the K4. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope this video was insightful. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me and truly helps me grow. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.